This one right here, this is second to last one that I picked up last weekend. I don't think it's really rocking with the socks one. You know what I'm saying? But like I told y'all, you gotta walk in those stores if you're out of town, out the country, because even if it's a chain, you might find something that's like exclusive. So I said I'd never seen it before, so I grabbed it. Yankee, it's got like little flowers on or whatever. It's all right. This is the last one right here. This is the last one. All right. Courtesy of my rich white mother. Some people that might be watching this video is like, why did he say that? You got to be on Twitter. You got to be on Twitter to understand. But this is the last one. So I think like the last five that I copped, all ones that I haven't seen in local malls, but I saw out there. Why'd I even bring that up? Speaking of trips, man, there's gonna be a theme to this whole stream. I blame Shata, man, because he's probably the one that for years always tried to convince me because I was in the public eye with RBE. He always tried to convince me like show more of your life. Be more accessible. And when I say accessible, not like the way I would interact with up and comers or 1SK battlers or every single battler, every single blogger and all the media outlets and all the fans on social media. Not like that. More so just like open up more because I was always so much like, nah, y'all ain't coming close to me. Like I don't fuck with this internet, and I'm still like that, heavy, right? But opening up certain things, like God forbid you spend a couple dollars after working all year long and take a little trip, get and post it on social media. Or if you go shopping, go ahead and post some nice little attractive things on social media. And I've done that over the years, right? But it creates things, right? And people out in the world, people in the chat, checks and balances. Any of y'all out there, you own a Ferrari, you own a Lamborghini, you own a mansion, you live in a mansion. Trust me, don't post it. Don't post it because in time, uh, what's created in people, it's not always just jealousy and hate. Sometimes even the expectations is is raised in places that it's not supposed to be raised. Like you can't get a phone call from somebody that asks you for a favor and say no. You can't pay somebody $1,000 because you feel like that's what they're worth. Because people might feel like, oh, you had $10,000 to spend, but you only gave me 1,000. Right. On the jealousy side, that's evident, especially as time continues to pass. If somebody from the outside looking in looks at you and they feel like you're doing things, even especially if they were associated with it, right? Like you'll see like an Aye Verb say things like, "Oh, Norbs, like he got some money allegedly from URL and he don't even rap," right? Or you'll see like Holla post a PayPal from Max Out One and Aye Verb, oh hell no, like let me figure out how, because life goes on and people, you know, the theme to this, and I'm gonna go back into that topic a little bit later. But the theme to this, man, it even holds true here. Like, shout out to Joe Button, the whole Joe Button podcast. And let me put this up on a big screen so y'all can read it with me. You see, Joe Button posts a whole lot of artists and waves that were piping hot that are absolutely over with. Life expectancy of an artist is shorter than it's ever been while earning more money than ever before. Just interesting when you look at the landscape. Mm. So when you look across the celebrity world, there's gonna be a lot of like jewels and like life lesson motivations, hopefully, in today's Friday stream. Good morning, by the way. Good morning, chat. Good morning, members. Good morning, mods. I just woke up on my motivational shit. Let's talk a little bit. Look across the celebrity landscape. What's some examples? Like you see the thing with like Sean Kingston and his mother allegedly stealing TVs and running fraud rings and whatnot. You see stuff like that. And those stories will continue to reign true. We got one that's coming up next that we're gonna touch on, where it's just like in time, the decisions that you make, right? But people have like not all people have this natural reaction to keeping things close that they identify with. If I identify with this person, if I went to school with this person, if I used to work with this person, if I did business with this person, if I fucked this person, right? Those associations make you feel like we are similar, or we are in the same game. And when people grow grow in different directions, or if they surpass or they move to levels that other people didn't move to alongside of them, right? Misery need company as a human natural reaction. I totally believe it's true, right? I feel like it's a because people by nature, they like to be in groups, right? People claimed I'm by myself, I'm solo, I'm dolo, and all that, and that's cool and it looks good. And there are a lot of socialites and whatnot, and people that like to sit in the corner by themselves, right? But by human nature, I'm talking about caveman migrating across the lands days. But this is why when if you yawn, you'll cause a chemical reaction to somebody else to yawn at the same time. Because when we used to migrate, everybody, it was safe and productive for everybody to sleep and migrate at the same time. This is like social, like scientifically studied shit, you know. But by actual nature, we like to be in groups. We like to huddle up together. We like to feast together, stay warm together, work together. There's fast forward into modern era. There's no I in team, right? But now if I even translate some of that into battle rap, it's unfortunate. I don't even want to joke about it because I'm a guy. I would love to see everybody win, and if I could help a billion people, I would. But that's just not reality. That's just not reality, right? Some will maintain, some will surpass, some will fall, some will be in the worst positions ever. And you got to work and grind every single day to avoid that. We've watched some of the richest people in the world go broke, right? um if you happen to have a nice little setup in your life where you got your crib, you got your little car, maybe you got your job, you take care of yourself, your bills are getting paid, man, you are fortunate. You are fortunate, right? Just from having a roof over your head, taking care of your bills, having your little car, whatever, you are in a very, very smaller bracket. Like I could probably pull the percentages up right now. How many people in the world own their own home, whether it's rent or mortgage, and own a car, and also have $1,000 in their savings account? Part of me wants to Google it right now. How I'll do it for America. Fuck it. Ain't no need to rush. Happy Friday. What I'm just gonna say $1,000. What percentage of, and I'm only going to use America, Americans have 1,000 in savings? A recent survey indicates that nearly 60% of Americans have less than 1,000 in their savings. 60% less than, nearly. So more than half of the country has less than $1,000 in their savings account. So if you don't have at least $1,000 in your savings account, you're living check to check, which means that once again, you're of a big pool of people. You know, what do you do to avoid that, man? I mean, you bust your ass. You bust your ass every fucking single day. Do y'all know I got an alarm clock set on my phone. I think I've even had a couple streams where I was on stream and it went off, and I had to set the clock back a little bit earlier. My first alarm goes off at about 4 a.m. every morning, about 4 a.m. It gives me ability to snooze a couple times. Um, I make sure I'm here in front of my computer, looking at the things that I want to discuss live with y'all, probably by 4:45, 5 a.m. Okay, 7 days a week, damn near. Well, definitely Monday through Friday. There's some days I sit down here and I know exactly what we're gonna talk about. There's other days I wake up and I'm literally here at 5:20, 5:30, and I have no clue what topics I want to go over. Sometimes I'm like, let me see what checks and balances got going on. Let me take a look at TMZ. Let me see what's going on social media. Let me check my Twitter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or I have no clue even what I want to talk about. I just do it naturally. When I cut this camera on at 6 o'clock, I'm doing it right now. I didn't wake up this morning even knowing I was gonna do this. I just natural, right? But the timing of it, the grind of it, there's a lot of us. This morning, as a matter of fact, I saw that fucking alarm clock go off. I didn't want to get up. I was like, shit, I want another fucking hour. But I wanted to commit to the 6 a.m. And it's things like that. I'll never knock a hard working man or woman that still didn't make it to the place that they want to make it, right? Because you never shame the person that doesn't have what you have, right? You shame the person that doesn't try to work to get what they want, right? There's certain people that just never got their break in life. It busts their ass every single day. They say sometimes in the world it's who you know, right? Every time sometimes people get references for a job. They get opportunities. They were in the right place at the right time. They applied for the job, just happened to be at the time that the company had an opening, right? Everything worked out. Yo, the job I just got is down the block. I just happened to apply. Some of y'all are in cribs right now that you had to go through hoops to get in. Like, yo, the way it lined up, and I could tell you business stories. It's like, how did you get into that business? Like, yo, it just happened to be put up on the lease, and my partner walked by and saw it, and we jumped in. And matter of fact, Nipsey Hussle's brother gave a dope documentary about how they got that burger spot. I watched it, and I was like, man, I could relate. Because sometimes you could bust your ass, and it's just being in the right place at the right time. And there's a lot of people in the world where the stars didn't line up for them like that. And that's just unfortunate. You can't rag on those type of people. You can't. But do you have the work ethic to make sure that you continue to build a life for you and the people around you that maintains? Because it ain't fucking easy, right? Hence this Joe Button shit. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about my work experience in a second. Um, you know what? I'll use it as a transition. We'll be a little bit different today. I ain't just gonna go news, 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 news. I wanted this stream to be a little bit more of a building motivational stream, right? And also a reminder of just interacting with certain people in the world, right? So all relevant. Let's go to this recent update related to Dame Dash. All right. StreamYard, I hate you. Dame Dash ordered to explain himself in court or face jail time. This is July 17, 2025, which is yesterday. We're learning more and more about how some of these civil suits can turn into jail time, right? Quick question. Does that mean that when you see somebody say, I'm not snitching because I'm just suing somebody civilly, right? The people that try to say it's categorized as I'm only snitching if you can do jail time. Does that mean that civil stuff can be snitching as well if you're a street nigga? I'm just curious, right? Now, I don't think anybody that's suing Dame Dash is a street nigga or a gangster. We've seen a bunch of corporate blue collar people that he was partnered with that has been coming up in some of these stories, and they just claim to not get what they say is theirs, copyright infringement, all this type of stuff. So I'm not saying that. I just thought about that for street niggas because you can indeed, as we see, end up in jail even over civil stuff. Okay. Shit, some people's baby moms them put they dudes in jail behind like alimony and all that. Like it goes criminal level, right? It's crazy. Dame Dash has been summoned to federal court in Manhattan for allegedly failing to turn over documents tied to a $4 million judgment. So when we spoke about this in the before, it was like, well, how does that make sense? It's if you owe me money and I start now trying to pull documents from your company to see how much money the company is making, and you don't even provide those documents. Like, let's say you sue Rare Breed Entertainment. You know, Rare Breed Entertainment is worth $20 million, right? And you say I owe you of that 20, you want half of it. I owe you $10 million, right? Well, you're gonna want to see the documents of, and even before you get to those numbers, like in court, it doesn't always work out with just made up numbers. Like you got to justify it. You got to justify damages. You got to show the worth of, so like you can't say that RBE is worth $500, but claim that RBE uh can give you or owes you $5 million. Like it doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why these documents have always been important for the person on the other side. But Dame not turning them over. I don't know. Is he hiding something? Is he prolonging? Is it tactical for him and his legal team? Is he just being Dame? Don't know. But Dame Dash has faced his fair share of legal drama in recent years, and unfortunately for him, it doesn't show any signs of slowing down. According to All Hip Hop, he's been summoned to federal court in Manhattan for allegedly failing to turn over ownership documents tied to $4 million judgment. The order was issued by U.S. Magistrate Judge Robert W. Lieberger after Dash and his company, Popperton LLC, allegedly missed the deadline to turn in documents proving their ownership in multiple businesses and copyrights. The documents were necessary so the U.S. Marshal could auction off the assets to satisfy the judgment. As of July 14th, however, the court alleges that Dash and Popperton LLC have not complied with the order. Yeah, we don't got to go back into that old topic of do we think Jay-Z should snap a finger and just pull him out of all these troubles? That's a different topic. We already did that. But I still, me personally, I don't even know Dame Dash. Spoke to him on the phone once. Three-way call with Murder Mook. Don't know him. don't want to know these people. You know what I'm saying? I respect a lot of these people from a distance. I've always respected how he stands on his square. Never really appreciated how abrasive of a personality he was. It's just not built to move through these corporate industries. And I think that is a big part of his inevitable. Just my personal opinion. But I don't want to see any man, unless I heard that you did some wild shit, some minor, some R that is proven or some shit. Like I don't want to see nobody have to go through this. I'm just not that type of person. And I continue to wish the man the best. I just hope that a lot of this shit isn't self-inflicted based on just how he is, right? The Dame Dashes of the world. I saw a social media picture of him the other day. Like he was sitting up on some was like a ranch or something like that, like a getaway. And now people are saying like that's him at some spot running, like pulling allegedly a Steven Seagal or allegedly an Antonio Brown, right? I don't know. I ain't putting that on him, but the Dame Dashes of the world. I feel like his name and the links that he's created over the years is strong enough to always get a dollar and get by. There's a difference between making $10 million a month, which is something he might have been doing one day, reducing that to now $20,000 a month, and then your lifestyle is $100,000 a month. That equates to being in debt, and then you start seeing all the rolling tax problems and all that type of stuff. I'm sure Dame would be okay. Like Dame is never going to be homeless. Should I? Maybe I should never say never. Like I don't know, but I hope the best for the man. Um, Hopefully he avoids jail time behind this type of shit. The man still got a family to take care of, right? Now, before I get into Nicki Minaj, which is way off of some of this theme, I'll give y'all a transition, right? About work ethic and working hard and building your way. Shout out to Miss Abby. Good morning, love. Says, good morning, everyone. I'm just getting home from work. I will catch the replay. Have a great day, everybody. Just wanted to say hello and drop my tithe for a great content piece. Thank you, Miss Abby. I appreciate that. Glad to hear from you getting off of work and all that. Some are on their way to, some are on their way from. And look at that. We're talking about the damn grind, right? We're talking about the work grind. I am working right now talking to y'all. This is a job. All right. Miss Abby just got home from work, and there's many of us right now. Put it in the chat right now if you're on your way to work. All right. Put a comment in the chat real quick if you on your way to work. If it's you're not just laying in the bed doing nothing with yourself, saying fuck it, go ahead, landlord, evict me while I'm listening to YouTube or listening to ARP. Put it in the chat if you are on your way to work. Um, Najee B. Jack says on the way to work. Our member Big Yellow 317 says getting ready. Love Us in the chat says on my way to the money. Sean from the chat says he's at work right now. Gillett from the chat says headed out. Major League says just got off work. Ivory says good morning on the way. Marlo says at work now. So forth and so on. Shout out to everybody. On my way to work. ARP from Kings. I see all y'all in the chat, man. Beautiful. It's the grind. It's the grind. I always assume that many of y'all are not even watching me right now. This is like listening. That's another reason why I gotta remember and remind myself to promote the Spotify. You just got a lot of audio based listeners, people that's at work, sitting at can't watch a video, right? Some people have no clue. There might be people that listen to me. I don't even know what the fuck I look like. Let me transition though before I get to Nikki. Y'all see Nikki in the thumb. Let me talk about my work related come up, right? There's a funny one that happened on Twitter yesterday, man. I even sent it to a bunch of my friends. I might show it some of y'all on my fucking phone. Fuck it. My come up. What was my first job ever? And I've said some of this on streams before. My first paid for job was Staten Island, New York. Summer youth, right? I worked summer youth. And I even got semi-fired from it. Right? So I had a sweet summer youth job. Who had the job in there too? My man John Brown, my man Daryl, um, my old friend Kareem. When y'all heard me say the name Reem a lot on stream, my old friend Reem. Um, who else was in there? Was Rodney in there with us too? Rodney Brown. It's all niggas I went to school with, niggas I played ball with, niggas I came up with, I grew up with, shit like that. And working at the CYO for summer youth was so dope because 85% of the time, all we did was play basketball, right? Now, when it was time to work and it was time to mop the whole court, dust the whole court, then mop the whole court or clean up the stairs or go do yard work or whatever, you had to do your work. But summer youth, back then, is a lot of money. At the end of summer youth, I kind of remember a number somewhere around like $800, right? And the spooky thing about that too is everybody from summer youth went to the same place to pick up their check. And I remember we used to always say you got to go in groups and be careful, carry your little razor blade with you or whatever, because niggas was up there getting robbed for their checks. How somebody could cash somebody else's check that might have their name on it, I don't know. I don't remember. But I just remember that was always a danger. Like, don't just walk up there slipping because everybody's coming to collect their check and niggas is getting robbed for their checks, right? But it was like an $800 check, and it's like you work the whole summer, and that whole $800 just goes towards back to school clothes, just so you could be fresh in school. You know what I'm saying? Get you some new sneakers, couple outfits. But when I say I got fired, I got into it. What's his name? Curtis, that worked at the CYO. We used to always laugh at him because he would spend money to get a haircut like 3 times a week. I think his name was Curtis. But I got into it with him behind something. Me being a little whatever when I was younger. He fired, like he didn't want me there no more. And it was such a sweet job. I got all my boys here. We played basketball all the time. And I end up getting like dispositioned to a different location that I had to get on the bus and go to. Like that was like an hour away from me and all this type of shit. It was a shitty job. I had to work with little kids. Hey, I'm a kid myself and I'm cleaning up behind other little kids and shit. I hated that nigga for that shit. I've never seen him since. If I seen him today, I'd laugh and shake his hand. Right. That was my first job ever. My second job ever, I worked at Boston Market on Forest Avenue, Staten Island, New York. I don't even know if that Boston Market is still there. Right. I have friends that would come in there, get free food for me, laugh at me at times, fuck around and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That was my second job ever. Uh, I think I got that job by just walking in there and filling out an application. And I think I got the call. Right. My third job ever, paid job, I worked at Music Land. Right. That's where a big piece of my album collection that y'all see me bring on camera has come from. Right. This is back in the Staten Island Mall when they had a Music Land all the way in the corner by the JC Penney, and they had a Sam Goody in the mall as well. Back when niggas was really still selling CDs. I worked at Musicland. I had a couple friends that would come in there and catch licks with me too. Statute of limitations. Everybody gonna find a way to extra hustle at their job. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? um, After that, um, I had an internship in the summer with Shata. Right, we would get on a bus every morning, and we would go to downtown Manhattan. It was in the finance district. Shata quit. He got tired of that shit or whatever. He got into it with his boss. Me, I was like, I kept my shit. I was like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? From there, I progressed my career. And I got into different avenues, and I always was big on a portfolio. I was always big on multiple lanes of income. I was like that very young. Like even when I got my first opportunity to open up my first business, which was even Star, me and Star was arguing and trolling over that 15 years ago in front of y'all. I opened up, it's on my Instagram, opened up a hair and nail salon in Staten Island, New York, in the Pathmark Plaza off Forest Avenue. I told the story that my barber, Big Mo from Staten Island, everybody knows Big Mo, one of the best barbers in Staten Island. Shout out to my nigga Mo. He was used to always cut my hair, and he would see I pull up in nice cars. He would always appreciate the conversation we had, the way I carried myself, the way I talk. I might pull up in front of the barber shop one day in an S class, Mercedes S 500. Another day I might pull up in a convertible 6 Series. Another day I might pull up on my Triumph Daytona 675 motorcycle or some shit like that. I was getting to it. I was moving. I was moving, y'all. Like I was getting to it. Don't get twisted. I don't think my cars at the time really matched my cribs, right? But I was doing good. I was getting to it. None of this came from fucking a rich father, no shit like that. By the way, a rich family member. This is me and my grind hitting that alarm clock every fucking morning. My whole family, all my friends would testify to this shit. They like, nah, little nigga went and got to it. I have family members that told me at Thanksgivings before to my face that they thought I was gonna end up like in the gutter. Like my cousin Minnie and my cousin Peachy. They said it right in front of my shorty. You know what I'm saying? At the time, we ain't gonna lie. We all drunk, family, having a good time. I'm a little bit older. It's like, we thought you was gonna end up in the gutter, nigga. We ain't gonna lie, you worked. Right? But my barber, he saw something in me, and he heard of the the spot opening up in Pathmark, and he kind of pitched it to me. And I became the money man to it, and he was the hair industry barber expert, right? And me being the money man to it, was I able to go into my savings account or something like that? And I didn't have it like that back then. I was probably somewhere around what we brought up on Google earlier. I went and I worked with an agent that took out like 5 different business loans for me. And to this day, I don't even know how legit it's supposed to be. Because the thing about taking out loans, everybody knows, is it hits on your credit. And once you start a loan, it shows up as open debt, revolving debt on your shit. So like if you buy a house today and then you go shop, you close on a house today and then you go shop for another house, and that mortgage shows up on your report, then that other bank is going to look at it and say, wait a minute, what's going on? They'll have questions. They're going to really have to reflect that against your income, all these type of things. Right. What my agent did was, it was like an established little gig that he had. I found him on the internet. And it's like he kicked off all these business loans in smaller pieces at the same time so that they wouldn't conflict like a month later. You know what I'm saying? And I think he pieced together for me like a buck 80, 200 or something like that, like 200 grand or something like that. Real boom, 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 boom. Right. That business actually went under in like less than 2 years. There's video footage of me inside that place. I told stories of like Goods meeting me there to sign our first booking when he battled Danger Zone. Um, there's like a New York law that if your company or if your business goes under in like 2 years, you can do a full write-off, which was like cake to me. I even timed it out like, hell no. Like we ain't gonna keep fighting and scrambling and having these months in the red when this 2 year mark is coming up against me. Mo, we taking this shit down. That's it. Pull the plug. And then Troy, aka Star, being a fucking troll, when me and him got into it, um, he used that. Like he said something about that. Like, and that's what like the A verbs of the world will do. And shout out to Troy, man. That's what the A verb on the A verbs of the world will do. They'll take something that they think they know about you or something you might have told them or whatever. They'll create shit. And actually, I'll go into the A verb topic then instead of going to the Nikki stuff because this is all lining up, right? I might as well keep the same flow. I might as well. I might as well. Um, yeah, I might as well. And then we'll get into the other stuff. Normally I save battle rap for like the middle of the stream, but I might as well. So I had businesses like that. You know what I'm saying? My landlord experience, uh, good and bad, right? Um, I once had to evict the sister of a close friend of mine. She's on my Instagram, and she actually even came to a battle rap event. She came to, I think, Mask On. As a matter of fact, she's on footage with me. This would be the fourth woman for you, Aye Verb. She's on camera with me. We're driving through a parking lot. In Calico, you said some disrespectful shit. You know what I'm saying? And the same weekend that Shorty was out here, I'm talking about Florine, rest in peace, Florine. The same weekend that she was out here, or the week after she was out here, she had a car accident and passed away. Rest in peace, Florine. So she came out here to rock with me, came to a battle rap event. Week later, passed in a car accident. But damn, yeah. I'm thinking about some shit now that I don't think I want to say. But anyway, like even her sister, like we grew up together and we was in school together, and her sister needed a rental. And she came to me and she was like, yo, can you put my sister and her boyfriend up? And I did. And, they had some financial issues. And I got to the point where I had to evict them. You know what I'm saying? And I always respected the fact that that never damaged me and Flo's friendship. Fast forward, I had close friends, like some of the homies, were like, yo, what's up? Like, and I always was like, you can't mix business with pleasure like that too close to home. Like, what if I'm just making up a story. Like, my godson, I'm renting to his mother, or something like that, but she's not paying. Like, what am I going to do? Like, that's bad because that mortgage is coming out of my fucking pocket every month. But the grind has been real. And every year from a teenager, I've kept myself working, hitting that alarm clock all the way up into today. All the way up into today. So it doesn't bother me when like a troll says things like you got your money from rich family or whatever. My whole family and some of my closest friends I sent that to yesterday, and everybody laughed. Everybody's just like, I can't talk like this on camera and then have people hear me. Like this is one from Dop to God, right? And y'all are gonna see this video in a second, right? I sent to him. You see, he says at the top, he says haters. Sent it from people I grew up with. I sent this one to my man Aaron. Y'all heard me say his name on stream a lot. He's the heavy set. Well, not too heavy. He's one of the big guys in all my Instagram pictures that he's the one I be mad at. Like, yo, you wear too much jewelry to the fucking club. You're gonna get us in trouble, man. Like, oh, here goes Aaron. What'd he say? I did like 2 times. LOL privilege. They don't know the struggle we endured. Maybe not them, but close enough. That's my boy. That's my boy Aaron. Right. Uh Where's Ant from RBE? Some of y'all met Big Arm Matt. I mean Ant from RBE. He said, you and what dude are partners? Is he talking about Hitman? Yeah, man, insane. And he's laughing. Right. Who else did I send that to? I sent that to my boy Mecca. He said you depend on your father to take care. You laugh my ass off. These internet lames have nothing better to do with their lives. Yeah, my man Met. I'm still very close to a lot of people that I'm from the sandbox with. You know what I'm saying? It's my man Tate. I sent it to him. He said I would just respond. He's a derelict. My man Tate is the only person that uses that word derelict. He'll call you a derelict to your face in a heartbeat. That's my man Tate. That's Tate. Swave knows Tate. Um, Tate helped out Swave's parents before medically because he works at or used to work at a hospital. These are all people that like like been around, from RBE, from like it's like, but the internet is the internet. Um, you actually make when people say like my humility, that's where it comes from. Hitting the alarm clock from summer youth when I'm like 16 years old all the way up till today. That's where some of my humility comes from because nothing was ever given. It's all been out the mud. The alarm clock, all these years, I hit and I wake up and I bust my ass and I get on the grind. Right. My whole family and all my people know that about me and they respect me as a man for it. Right. His ambition and work ethic to getting to it. Right. And then y'all make me feel like, how do y'all look at the world? Is it so fucked up out there that if you think you see somebody successful, you have to have all these reasons why that person maybe grinded or accomplished things that became your shortcomings. Like, look at this one. This one's crazy. And this shit makes me feel like a C class celebrity instead of an E class celebrity, which is what I really am. Look at this. I'm a Freemason's worst nightmare because I haven't taken an oath, blah, blah, whatever. Hey, ARP, I can see that watches whispering through the wall. Tell your buddies I'm the one who's woke. These are the type of people that's talking to Aye Verb, responding to Aye Verb. And he's got a picture with the crack behind me. And I guess there's what this is you see the title. It says, I apologize for ever taking Verb serious. I told y'all I was gonna bleed the theme together. I was gonna bleed it together. Um it's really a circus. And that's one thing I want anybody that interacts with Verb, Hitman, even yesterday, Show Off, Big T, even Aye Verb's friends, to know about people like that, not just Verb. These are the people that you got to keep an eye on because they will project their shortcomings onto you. If they don't grind, you don't grind neither. If they're gay, you're gay too. If they're broke and you happen to have $1 too, it's because somebody gave it to you for free, like handed it to you from your family or some shit. These are the verbs of the world. And the circuses that they create, what they'll do is they'll bottom out all their integrity and just try to create reasons amongst other shallow-minded people as to why they are even anywhere close to you as a man in life, from productivity, from all facets of life. And this is the grown man talk that is supposed to burn your soul. Verb. I apologize for ever taking Aye Verb serious because I knew who he was since the day I met him. Right? Aye Verb, I can clearly see by all of his relationships what he really aspires to be. And if you have more than him, you will end up hearing on the phone, you can't pay him more than me. Right. Or you will hear him on the phone with Gerald, like, nah, don't give him that because him and Nick Cannon. Or you will hear him diss being on MTV Wildin' Out as if any battle rapper wouldn't take that opportunity to go comedically on MTV for 10 years straight, do comedy around battle rap. And Holla don't even be that funny. He be more the fucking guy that's like always trying to riz the women and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to be mad at Conceited and Hitman and Charlie Clips and Myverse and all these people that I've seen up there. Like, it's insane. It's insane. And the circus that these people create to prove that they are anything close to these people, it's why the lying, the circus, the integrity, all of that comes into play. And it just shows like the man that was hitting the alarm clock from like 16 years old, summer youth days, all the way to today, I really don't even got no business. Like, I could do battle rap business with you once upon a time, I guess. But anything past that, we're not the same caliber of man at all. And so I really do apologize for ever taking Aye Verb serious in any asset of life, any aspect of life. I apologize because the people that you'll see those screenshots of, business partners today, old business partners from yesterday, people I make money with now, people I will do favors for tomorrow. The people that watch me, call me for advice, follow my lead, do business with me, partner with me, sign contracts with me. They they know me for real, for real. They know me from some people from school days, some people from street shit, some people from business shit, some people from battle rap, some people from the sandbox. And those people look at me and they know like this nigga ain't nothing like this nigga Verb. Or any of these clowns that would tweet me that shit. Like, oh, ARP and the microphone and the and me having anybody ever from the outside looking in think that I could ever be anything close to them or have them trying to misery need company me closer to what they are because they continue to project their shit onto me or people around me. Don't ever get that misconstrued, people. And I want to clean that up. I want to clean that up. Like there's light years between a low life nigga like Verb and somebody that is built what I've built from the mud. From an integrity standpoint, from a work ethic standpoint, from a business standpoint, there's light years between us. And I'd be sick of myself if anybody from the outside looking in would ever put us in the same category. Okay. So even yesterday, I think that was like one of the last topics you'll ever get from me that's like passionately. Because I really meant it. I really do believe, based on the definition of a rat and the things that he was doing, that he's a rat. I really do. Um, Everybody continue to correct me if you ever see me get passionate like that ever again towards a bottom feeding low life level of type of man like Aye Verb. He doesn't deserve my passion. What he does deserve is for me to take his type of shit and leave the low live haters of the world where they are and take that and spin it into the type of shit that makes us that much more excited for getting to work this Friday. You see how much I bleed this shit together. Real grinders of the world. The people that really work for when somebody earns a dollar, the person that is not gonna, oh, somebody gave it to you because I failed in life. Nah. Everybody that's on their way to work, everybody that hit their alarm clock to come stream with y'all at 6 a.m., let those low lives stay where they at. You know what I'm saying? So that when people from a distance, they can tell who is who. Because every once in a while I argue a few fools. That lyrics, right? People from a distance can't tell who was who, right? That's what I'm on. So, all right. Um, said all of that, right? Just to continue to crumble the walls before I show you now some of the stuff I'm actually inspired by from yesterday. If you're not on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I will keep it entertaining, but I'll keep it real with y'all there as always. Um, I'll bring up Twitter. I'll bring up Twitter. Um, this is Aye Verb space yesterday, and I believe shout out to Big T. I believe Big T. Yeah, you're gonna hear some of the audio here. Big T was in the space with him. Um, oh, by the way, this is a space derived from the fake Amazon review post. You see it in the background now. Oh my bad. Let me go on the small screen. All right. You brought up a nigga who fuck with blah 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 blah. Yeah, still the 2023 somebody that would name themselves with an old picture, President Zaddy on Amazon. Yeah, he's a circus. You just gotta laugh, but let's listen to some of his space.
Hold on, so we was praying at the same time.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
hilarious. No,
Absolutely.
don't tell me it's no praying at the same
Yeah,
time.
I didn't like your prayer anyway. I was on some whole other shit. I'm like, nah,
You praying to the war
nah.
gods.
I'm praying that hey, get these niggas, let these niggas stop playing with me, man. They know I go too far. I can do this all. I don't give a fuck.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm look, man. Look, I don't need help. I don't need no bloggers help. I'm upping this myself, man. Get in myself. Players Club, St. Louis nigga. Get in myself. Especially a nigga that writes this response. You can't get aggressive with nobody, and you wrote that response. No man ever wrote that before. And you wrote it publicly, President Zaddy, Zaddy. That's his Amazon account. That's his Amazon account. Look up top. Read, everybody comes in. Read ARP's response on Amazon over some lotion that he purchased. No man takes the time, no straight man will take the time to make a lotion review. And the first two words he write is I'm hooked. And we have never seen this man with a woman ever. And when I say something to holler, he gets defensive.
So the reason why this remains funny to me, aside from it being fake as shit, right? Whatever troll made this, I think that it's horrible because you should have used a newer picture if you're going to go 2023, and you were better off just putting ARP instead of President Zaddy, right? And you would just grab the whole account, right? Just all the other purchases and all this whatever. Anyway, but the reason why this is funny for Verb, this is what I meant about the people who have these self-reflective ways, right? He's so known for being a closet homosexual. No exaggeration. I'm not trolling right now. A Verb is so known for being a homosexual or closet homosexual that he'll do things like keying on shit that I wouldn't have even paid attention to. He said, "No man would type I'm hooked." I might text that to a chick. I was just joking. And then I guess because the word lavender scent, I know a lot of niggas that might like the scent lavender that'll beat you the fuck up bad. But it's kind of gay to pick out stuff like that and try to translate it into what you are known for, which is being a homosexual. This is what you call super reaching. And when I see this, is like, yeah, I apologize for joining into the circus. I gotta remain. Anything I say to Verb, I gotta remain at my level. I gotta keep all my integrity. Like, he's such a sucker. Like, look at this guy. But what was funny yesterday from that as well, his luck is just so bad with things that he'll reach for. He'll say anything. Tweet him anything. If somebody tweets him right now, I just saw ARP on the corner with a cup of change. He'll tweet it or he'll do a space on it and say, yo, guess what? He got change. You know what I'm saying? But he said, we've never seen him with a woman. And the last thing I need to do is really let him draw me into the circus of revealing my personal, how I've always been quiet, about whoever I'm fucking. Like, closed mouths in my type of world, the way I came up, get fed. Because real women of substance, real women of class, they don't want their business on the street. They not these celebrity chasing ass women of the world, the clout chasers of the world that want to fuck you and run to Twitter and say, guess what? I fucked this known guy, right? The women I try to equate myself with or align myself with, they don't want their business in the street. You know what I'm saying? They want to know that I can be with an ARP and the whole world isn't gonna fucking know. You know what I'm saying? So I would never entertain for you to what prove if the culture's ever seen me with a woman. Like, but what was so funny about this particular video here, and this is for the people that's not on Twitter, is he's he's trying to convince Big T in this whole spaces rant. And Big T is actually in this video. This is an old video of 15 Minutes of Fame. Me and This is back when me and Goods used to always troll each other, right? Just messing around. But oh wait, hold on. Did it pop to a different screen? I think y'all got it up, right? Did it pop to a different screen? I'm telling y'all, man, StreamYard changing its interface is annoying the shit out of me. It really is. But introduce y'all to somebody. Come on, get up. No. Stand up. Stand up. Well, anyway, this is Mrs. Smith, by the way. No, Mrs. Smith. Take the camera off me. All right. Okay. Put it back on him. You know, I'll probably balls. All right, come back to me. Let me just close this out because you keep talking all this cigar smoke shit and I don't see nothing. That's another one for goods. We're done with goods. Yeah, he'll get what I just said. He'll get what I just said. So we done. Oh, goods, get out of here. It's on you now. Chill around. The cigar smoke shit was the thicker than cigar smoke. That's what that was about. Thicker than cigar smoke. That was just a bar between me and Goods trolling each other. Shout out to my nigga Goods. Clean, what's up, my nigga? Shout out Clean right there. Clean paper in the building, man. It's good to have clean here. All right, man. Yo, I'm how do you beat me? Then you hear Uncle Ross say Big Terrence, and then I say Tuna because Big T just walked in. This is when Big T battled Ill Will. This is same outfit from you see on stage with me hosting Murder Mook versus Aye Verb, right? So Verb, you're there this day, right? The whole culture never seen this. This is how much of a circus he is. Verb, you're there this day. You're on Spaces trying to convince Big T of the shit. Big T is in this room with us. Like, that's what I mean about this man's karma. His luck just like, oh my god. But anyway, don't nobody need to be up here talking about no fucking women. You know what I'm saying? Like that's for lames, to be honest. If anybody ever needed to show themselves with a woman, what's up? 3-3 says ARP thinks he is me with the nah. You be on camera way more than I don't. I'm in the cut. You know, there's a lot of people that are in person, off camera. You know what I'm saying? John, Miss Hustle, this person. Like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Math. What's that? What's going on? What's that about? Gyms, show off. Like, what's that? Who's that? You know what I'm saying? Office privacy, man. What the fuck? I can't say that, but it don't matter. I don't care what the fuck Verb is doing. I really don't. As far as him and his men, I mean women or whatever, both. I don't know. He fuck around got the Diddy shit to him where we just be like, yeah, we kind of felt something this whole time, but now that we hear the details, damn, it's way worse than we thought. All right, let me go to the circus's Twitter real quick. We didn't do any hip hop news yet, but I think we built on important life shit. I think we did, which is way more important than fucking Verb Circus. StreamYard is killing me. I hate how slow this makes me. All right, let's look at Ray Verbs. You know what? I gotta stop saying Ray Verb. Let's stop that shit, people. I really do think Ray J is way tougher than fucking Aye Verb. I do. I do. I think Aye Verb is just whatever. What do we got here? I used to smash your cousin. Very mature. Good job. Oh, this got an interview with Uncle Ra. Uncle Ra, you hit up Aye Verb for some messy shit, huh? We'll see. Shout out to 15 Minutes fan. Shout out to Uncle Ra. Oh, here's one that he posted. Hold on, what's this? Let me pull it back. Hold on. She said ARP like to be. Man, I'm done with these niggas. This kid is crazy.
Thank you. I do you like ARP in the bedroom. Bitch, I should spank you. Thank you. I do you like ARP in.
That's how you interpret those words, buddy? The words are meant reverse. I mean, R is right there on social media. You could talk to her, you know, the same way we could talk to Yoshi about that audio clip that she put up. But actually, I bumped into R a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Hi, R. I'm saying, interview her or something. Ask her some questions. I don't know, but it's just rumors, man. It's just rumors. Don't feed into rumors. Verb. You know, we just homies. just friends. Chill out. Oh, this is a funny one. This is the good one. This is the level that Verb will go to. This is why his credibility is like, listen to this.
Because he's a spoiled brat. ARP is a trust fund, baby. All right. For people that don't know that, ARP never worked for $1 in his life. His father came here from Guyana with $6 in his pocket. $6. His father came from Guyana. He came to this country legally with only $6 in his pocket and built an empire, a real estate empire. And his father was in boxing promotion. Yo, God bless ARP's father. Straight up, a real man. But what's sad is that real men create good times, which then create weak men. That's just the cycle of life. Strong men, we come out here and we develop society and we put everybody in a position to live comfortably because of the work that we do. But all that does is breed then a generation of weak men who take all the comfort for granted. And that's what ARP is. That's exactly what ARP is. He was dependent on his father to take care of him and put him in a position where he never has to work a real day in his life. And now he's dependent on smacking the URL to create stars so that he could leech on.
So I didn't even know I was Guyanese. I just learned that yesterday. I'm telling y'all got to get on Twitter. I did not know I was Guyanese. That's the shit that I sent to all my boys yesterday that I showed y'all earlier in the stream. And all their text message responses like, what the fuck? Didn't know I was Guyanese. Didn't know my first of all, my father's American. He was born and raised in America. But didn't know that I had a rich father. My father's from Stapleton as far as his New York life. He right behind the projects, right? I caught a small disobeying police officer case leaving in behind the Stapleton projects, leaving my father's crib because of the high police activity over there and driving a luxury car back and forth. I used to dread driving to my father's house because he lived in the projects. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that the cops might fuck with me. And they did. And it's on my jacket. It's on my police record. But I'm glad the internet can teach me things about me and my family that I never knew before. It's kind of dope. It's weird when you see shit. And shit like this happened, like I said, all the way starting with Star like 13 years ago. At first, it's weird to just wake up, cut on social media, and somebody be like, his sneakers are blue. And then you look down and be like, they're orange. Like, what the fuck? At first, it's weird. And then you start to categorize the people that do that. And you be like, okay, all the trolls or bottom dwelling, low life type people that just will create things, they're either sick. It's like the highest level of lame, or it's like the highest level of jealousy, or all of the above, John type shit, right? And you gotta identify those people and be like, oh no, I'm cool, right? But then when you see a Mount Rushmore try to jump in the mix of it, it's just like, damn, you one of them. I didn't know you was a troll. I didn't know you was a jealous, lying, dick sucking clout chaser too. I thought that was for the low bottom dwelling makeup shit bloggers. Like I thought that was for them. You're in that bracket. Like why do I can't look up at a Mount Rushmore and see that? No fucking way. No way. He comes off of the Mount Rushmore. I didn't. It's horrible because it changes the way I hear all of his raps, all of them. And there was that debate: can you lose your God tier or your Mount Rushmore status? If I see this and so like, I can't hear it the same. I just can't. But since you wanted to be on Twitter, there's two more for you. Let me go back on the small screen. Somebody posted Tracy Morgan spotted in multiple high-end cars ever since receiving his $90 million settlement from 2014 Walmart truck crash. Of all people, Aye Verb replies to that, the court is good, LOL. Of all people. He's like Drake. It's like, yo, read the room. Everybody's looking at you as this suing opportunist, bottom dwelling low life that's broken, needs $1, and just got exposed for being evicted by his mother. Like, is this the tweet you want to respond to like this right now? Read the room, buddy. Where's the other? Oh, this was Show begged him to box on Shotgun Shook's card for free. And of course, Verb curved it. Show walking around like 240 or some shit like that. Verb always do something like that. Box me at 180. Box me, box me at 180, knowing that all you niggas is like 210, 215, 240 and shit. Box me at 180. For Nick Cannon on pay-per-view, where I get pay-per-view percentage. And we also got to donate to hurricane relief. It can't be with Suge. It like he creates all of this never gonna happen shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm trying to tell you, man, you're better off trying to troll somebody like me that could look through your clown nature and laugh. The show-offs of the world and the hitmans of the world, they don't find you as funny as I do. You should leave those people's names alone. Like leave them alone. Leave them alone. But this is your Twitter, by the way. Somebody posted on Reddit because they were talking about how's the URL app looking these days. And somebody chimed in, I ain't been to a URL event in a hot minute. I remember going with Aye Verb, and he used to get rooms away from everybody. LOL. He used to make us stay in the room, then come down there later. I thought it was because of our age at the time. I knew we was cute, but wasn't old enough to drink yet. Ask Chaz about Tish and Nikki. Now, I don't believe in doing the type of stooping to the levels of Aye Verb, because if you keep some integrity as a man, you realize you don't put snitching or R-ing or statutory R-ing or that type of stuff on somebody's jacket without proof or evidence. So I won't let Verb drag me to the low life level of himself. So I will, instead of saying, Verb, look what somebody posted, look, like he does, like a clown, I would just say, well, dude, she said, ask Chaz about Tish and Nikki. So that's the question. Chaz, who is Tish and Nikki? That's it. I'll leave it there. You know? On a lighter note, too, I didn't know that this shit was doing numbers like this. Anderson, you's a crazy dude, man. Maybe I should do a part 2 just to see if we can get some good videos like this once again. Y'all let me know if y'all want a part 2. But Anderson shit, his video is at 70,000 on Twitter. And my initial post that I put up for the challenge is at 152,000 on Twitter. That's a lot of Twitter activity just for your 17 acres
of land around. I'm the only nigga that has 17 acres of land around this bitch growing his own food. Blow me.
Aye Verb has 17 acres of land.
Blow me.
He's outside eating his plants.
Blow me.
Aye Verb has 17 acres of land where he lives with his partner Lance.
Blow me.
Says Hitman as a landlord. Funded by ARP.
I'm the only nigga that has 17 acres.
Funded by ARP, just like the most pinnacle moment of your career. Funded by ARP. Man, show some respect, man. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with him? All right. We off those life lessons, those revelations of the low life folks of the world, and a little bit of the Aye Verb stuff. I hope that meshed together and motivated the fuck out of us. Like when you hear things about, yo, this guy works Summer Youth and worked in Boston Market and shit like that, and I name names and people hit family and all. It's like my shit is just too authentic for a bottom dwelling nigga like Verb. It's too authentic. It's too real. It really is out the mud. You know what I'm saying? But y'all could reach and say, my Guyanese father that lived in Stapleton. You want to hear another quick story? I might have it on my gram. Do I have it on my gram? Fuck. It'd probably take me too long to find it. And me, my old friend Reem, Tate was there. He's in the picture, and Shata, and Ryan, my man Big Rye. He was one on stage. You see him in a gray hoodie during the gyms in the goods incident. We almost jumped my father one day. Because he was distant. I didn't grow up with my father. You know what I'm saying? I grew up a mama's boy. Mom's held the house down, bust her ass, work full time, bring home McDonald's and Wendy's for dinner type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I grew up. Single parent home. So, as a young kid, before you get over that chip on your shoulder and you get to your own shit and say, fuck it, let's go work. You had that little common chip on your shoulder. Fuck my father, he wasn't there. I did just like anybody else is. There's a million of us that's done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no new story. But one time he pissed me and my mother off so much that I was lining him up with my closest friends. And we was waiting for him to pull up. And my boys was out there with me, and they was just like, yo, say the word. Are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? And I was just like the whole time, like, let's just see what he's going to say about being late or finally coming around. Let's see what he's going to say. My father don't know. He was looking in the face of like these. We was all like 17, 18 at the time, maybe like 17, maybe something. We was all big at this point, all over 6 feet and shit. Some of us working out and all this. It's like 5 of us. And he walked up and he said the right things. He did the right things. Shot there, am I lying? Like, my father almost got jumped by me and my boys for being the type of father that he was. But the internet will change him from American to Guyanese. They'll take him from Stapleton projects and put millions of dollars in wealth in his hands, of which I inherited. You just gotta learn, people. Don't be jealous of people that really got it out the mud and made it work. Don't be jealous of them. Don't show that. It's disgusting. Nicki Minaj. What the fuck is going on with Nicki Minaj? Now, Nicki Minaj, she lost that street card. Well, let me start with this. Did y'all ever look at Nicki Minaj and say, we need to have her follow street codes? I think she came in as a female rapper, and if you're in the urban hip hop space, people automatically apply street to you. I don't think we should always do that. And maybe Nicki Minaj had that type of appeal to her, the shit that she was rapping about. She was tough, she was abrasive, she was aggressive. You know what I'm saying? She's never no street nigga, right? So everybody got to chill out with this calling her a snitch. And if we did ever look at her a certain way, the moment that stopped is the moment she did that video with 6ix9ine when 6ix9ine came home. To see that Nicki Minaj did a feature with 6ix9ine, it was just like, oh, there's not a moral. Or Kodak did the same thing. Kodak said it's $1 million, like 6ix9ine purchased y'all. He wanted to use y'all to step on the whole atmosphere of it's not just me, nobody standing on nothing. And he succeeded to a degree in doing that. He used Whack in that sense, Whack 100. He used Kodak Black in that sense. He used Nicki Minaj in that sense, right? So nobody's upholding this street code shit to Nicki Minaj. She's a civilian just like me and just like most of y'all, okay? Shout out to 3. She came with Fendi. Absolutely. I think there's been lawsuits or discussions of Fendi's been on camera and DVDs a million times talking about what he's owed from Nicki and how he discovered her and blah, blah. We know the story. Shout out to 3. But this shit right here, Nicki Minaj alerts the FBI of alleged threats from Mac Wap of TDE. Nobody called Nicki a snitch, y'all. She's not supposed to be that. She's a fucking female pop star / rap star, okay? But let's see exactly what's going on. Nicki Minaj has tweeted at the FBI over alleged threats made by Mac Wap, a member of TDE, escalating tensions between Nicki and TDE. Okay. Yo, Mac Wap, you could have easily arranged to shoot the fade with a man or whatever else you do. You bitch-made nigga. Talk shit then hide behind police-ass nigga. Why you ain't privately drop your low, bitch? I want this man locked up before I feel safe to leave my home to work. Whoa, hold on. This is this is weird. There's a lot of this is almost like what I was talking about yesterday. Damn, I was just trying to save Nikki. Now she's gonna make me say something bad. Fuck. This is how you can tell I do this shit live. Like I said in yesterday's stream, you can't participate and then if things don't go your way, engage authorities. Right? I got neighbors that live around me right now. There'll never be any engagement from them if I get on some gangster shit with them. There will be no engagement. If I pull up to their door, right? If I got to go knock on one of my neighbor's doors right now and say, you bitch ass nigga, come on outside, right? Or if I break a window and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna go window for window. And then they come break my window. And then I say, okay, now we window for window. I'm up in it now. I'm blowing up your car. And then they say, oh, this is too much for me. I'm going to the feds. Then I'll be like, oh, that's snitch shit. Cause you engaged. You participated, right? But it didn't go your way. And then you went to authorities. That wouldn't happen with any of my fucking neighbors. From the door knocker, me fucking screaming on him, talking about, like, next time I catch you in your driveway, I'm going to piss down your fucking leg. They'd be like, okay, have a nice day, ARP. And they would call the cops. Purely civilian mode. What Nikki got going on right here is you got to make a choice. This is the thing of these people. You got to make a choice. We are putting too much snitch and authority and rat-like behavior in a gray area. And you guys are convoluting it way too much in this era. You got to pick one, black or white. You of that, you in that, you belt that, or you're not. This is why I say I make my choice. I'm going on I'm not side. I'll be up here talking about I ain't into it nobody. I'm not laying a finger on nobody. I don't want to fight nobody. I don't want to box nobody. I don't want to shoot, stab nobody, nothing. I pick my side. I want to be right over here. I'm cool. I don't want to see none of y'all, nothing. But Nick, you can't do this. You can't say or whatever else you bitch made nigga talk shit then hide behind police ass nigga. Well, that's what you're about to do. Why you ain't privately drop a low? What was gonna happen if he dropped a low? You could have easily arranged to shoot the face. So then keep it that then. Talk to my man. He gonna fight you. Keep it that then. How do you then involve the feds? You pull shit into the gray and it's supposed to be black or white. But anyway, I don't need to rag on Nicki Minaj for this shit. It's just she confused me right there. I've notified the FBI and CIA. I want this thug locked up and I'm ready to talk about everything these people have done to me. Okay. Look at this tweet from Mac Wap. Nicki Minaj make every other female rapper look like trash. I'm sorry. It's question time for that, people, too. I don't got no problems with Nicki, man. I like Nicki Minaj like the next person. Is it coincidence or is it really a Nicki thing that it seems that all big female battle rappers she gets into it with? All right. Is that a Little Kim? Because you got Little Kim that's kind of like a godmother type of figure, right? Nicki Minaj comes, she's the new era queen, and they get into it. There's no embracing. There's no, I get a chance to see LeBron James and Michael Jordan cross paths, laugh, hug, and shake hands. They get into it, right? Cardi B came after Nicki. She became one of the queens right up there at the number one spot type shit, right? Nicki Minaj and Cardi B got to get into it somehow, okay? Now recently we got SZA. SZA's out there on tour breaking numbers and smashing records with fucking Kendrick. And here goes Nicki Minaj and SZA now. I'm not following enough of the backstory of these female spats. The Nicki one and the Lil' Kim, I know more about that one. But the Cardi B and Nicki one, I didn't follow it. I don't know all the details. Chat, y'all gotta let me know. Is this a coincidence thing? Is it because certain people that are affiliated with Rock Nation and or Jay-Z, it's always been this coordinated effort towards Nicki Minaj and she's now going crazy and flipping out and attacking about it? Or is it really her? Like no, you got a problem with other women. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just skip to the last piece because I'm gonna leave that one out there and I want y'all to help me with that one.
Oh my God.
All right, pause. This is the alleged threat, I believe, from Mac Wap. Let's see how we interpret it.
Update me. This internet shit crazy. I'm your blood. Hey, Nikki, relax. Relax. Or you get put in the blender like your boy did. Uh-oh. She
That's
gotta
it.
relax. She gotta relax. Yo, what's going on?
If that's the only piece, people, is this what y'all sending me? That's it. For me, I thought when he says here, putting a blender like your boy did, talking about Drake at a battle rap level getting blended up by Kendrick, because he's TD, right? And Nicki Minaj and Drake's association and affiliation and friendship, that's their side, right? They're together. What am I missing? So if I say get put in a blender and I'm talking about Drake versus Kendrick's battle, that's FBI shit? That's really murder that he's talking about towards Nicki? What's up with Nicki, man? Drake voice, what did I miss? I'm done with this topic. I don't know if there's more. The reason I want to chill out is because I feel like there got to be more that I don't know about. We'll come back to that one later. What the fuck did I miss? Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross. Now I'm not a fan of Aiden Ross. Once somebody is looked at in a certain perspective from me, I don't automatically say there's no return. You know, like sometimes a first impression can be fixed, right? But there's just shit about Aiden Ross that I've seen so far that doesn't seem to fit for me. Some of the shit that he did with Drake and the way he was going at Kendrick, I was just like, oh, he's not official. He's a turned out groupie type of say something negative just to pick a side, or as a streamer, you want to see these guys be as unbiased as possible, right? But if I cut on a camera right now and I say, if URL comes out a card right now, and the card is Loaded Lux versus Daylight, T-Rex versus Cassidy, Hitman versus Aye Verb rematch, Math versus Disaster, K-Shine versus Briz, Twerk versus Easy, or Easy versus Surf versus Easy. Surf is home. If URL puts that card out, right? And then I cut on a camera and I'll be like, man, all these battles, they're past their prime. I don't really like that or whatever. Cassidy, man, and Rex, I just want to see their face off. And Hitman and Verb, that shit is whack. They already battled. Why you messing that up? Daylight and Lux, that shit been past his prime. And Daylight, they say he lost his last battle. And as far as Easy and Surf, you don't even know if Surf is rusty. He just got home. Plus he be having 2 rounds sometimes, and Easy lost to Suge. This ain't a good card. That's real. I feel like there's people in the world that do that. Like for real, for real. I see people do that type of shit to RBE. Like I seen league owners do that shit to RBE. And that's why I don't ever want to be in a bracket with that. I'm like, oh, you a sucker. You know what I'm saying? And I seen that in Aiden Ross. You know? It's like you don't need to go that heavy on a Kendrick or a Drake side to the point where you gotta say shit that's just like, really, nigga? Oh, GNX is the worst album you've ever heard? Really, nigga? Oh, Drake now all of a sudden is the worst rapper ever? Really, nigga? No, y'all are groupie turned out. That's a level of bias that is just no integrity, no credibility, right? And I've seen that in Aiden, which makes him not my type. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this racial stuff, that ain't good. Kai Cenat is very, 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 very light. Let's see what he was saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and just speak what's on my mind. Word to my mother, I never lie about nothing. Tav called me late at night, 4 a.m., drunk or off something, out his mind. I swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm flying. He calls me, he says, hey bro, Aiden having a birthday party So when you need to be here by tomorrow, bro. We'll send you a jet. We'll make sure everything, we'll send you a jet. We'll make sure you're good. We'll fly you out there, bro, if you can. He calls me at 4 a.m. He wants me to be there the evening of the next day. I tell him, I say, yo, Tav, I don't think I could be able to do it, but I'll let you know, bro. I'll let you know if I'll be able to do it, but most likely it's last minute. I don't think I'll be able to do it. He said, okay. Just let me know, bro. We're going to have the jet. We're going to make sure the jet good for you. Then he going to tell me, I'm with Aiden right now. He losing millions in his gambling shit. If he keep this up, I'm going to go with the FaZe guys. Just talking about snakes. The closest ones will do the most to you. The nigga gonna say, if he keep this gambling shit up on I swear to God, on bro, what am my mother, bro? He says, if he keep this gambling shit up, I'm gonna go to the FaZe guys. Tav is a white man, by the way. He proceeds to say, from Nike to McDonald's, but bro, keep it real, bro. A chicken Big Mac, a chicken Big Mac. He on my phone calling me the N-word at 4 a.m. in the fucking morning. You're supposed to be a manager and you what's up with you? The nigga on my phone 4 a.m. calling me about a fucking McDonald's commercial saying, really, a chicken Big Mac? My face, in my head, I'm like, I should start blacking on this now. But deep down inside of me, I'm like, how do I even want to give this energy? Because then, if I was like, I want to tell Aiden, but it was his birthday. The way they made it sound like it was down. I'm like, I know the feeling of losing somebody so important on your team. I don't want to up his mental. And I told him this before anything. So I told Aiden, I said, bro, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, bro. The reason why I've been distancing myself, bro, was because this is what happened on the phone at 4 a.m. and I should have told you, but like in my mental state, I wasn't in that mode to be ready to be on stream and like just ready to think. And I told him, I said, bro, let's be real. Anybody who's been in this community since 2021, since the comparison's been starting, let's be real, Aiden. Your community don't f me. And that's the truth, gang. That's the truth. I've been there on your birthday when
So cards that says Kaisanae. I don't know his thing. Thought he was younger. Stay right there. Give me a second, homie. I'm gonna come back to this comment. The racial overtone that's being created here. Let's be fair and let's hear Aiden's response.
I'm not in the mental state to be in front of your niggas. As soon as a nigga of color hop onto the stream, it's straight watermelon and gorillas. I watch Aiden streams a lot.
Kai, that's everybody's stream. FaZe stream has it. Bro, Kai, Ray will be on stream making monkey noises. I'm sorry. I'm going to stick up for my community, bro. It's every single person on the internet. I'm not going for that, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not going for that, bro. Ray could sit there, do monkey noises, and say crazy shit all the time, but it's cool. But as soon as it's my community or anybody else's community, Cuffin will call me crazy juice stuff, and I talk to Cuffin back the same way, bro. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, bro. Like, that's just...
Yep.
Are you eating a chicken mac? No. Dude, what the fuck is that, dude? Did you say that shit?
I don't remember. This is last year at your birthday, after we did your birthday. I don't remember most of it. If I did, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean anything bad about it.
Nah, yeah, you good. I mean, I'm not one to say you're good and shit, but wait, why did you get mad about a chicken mac though? Like, what's wrong with the chicken mac?
I'm not doing this right now. I'll call you after stream.
I'm not in the mental.
All right. I'll keep it fair, man. Even though I'm not an Aiden fan yet, and like I mentioned earlier, the things I've seen in him, I ain't gonna jump out the window on that. Now, shout out to Cards in the building says Kai Sanat. I don't know his thing. Thought he was the youngest. So I just pulled up my analytics, my channel analytics in the background while that Aiden Ross last video was playing. You want to hear some of the YouTube channel analytics? When it comes to the age and gender, this channel over the last 28 days, I'm just using the last 28, is 92.9% men. We see a bunch of ladies in the chat here, which is so dope. That number is bugged out, but that's what it says. All right. Age demographic. When you start at 18 to 24, which is a heavy, heavy age demographic, I agree with you, Cards, for Kai Sanat. This channel is only at 5.2%. Okay. Our first wave of viewership starts at the age bracket that's between 25 through 34 years old, which is 31.2%. The biggest demographic currently on this channel as of the last 28 days is the age bracket 35 through 44, which is 44.7%. Then 45 through 54 age bracket is 15.5%. And then once you get over 55, it drops all the way back down to 2.5%. So I say that to say all of our viewers, for the most part on this channel, are ages 25 through 54. And I love that range. That is a great range because I feel like the stuff that we talk about, if our shit is really starting at the age 25, then you're mature enough to be in here with the type of topics that we discuss. And if you go all the way to 54, you understand a lot of the shit that the host is talking about because you probably an 80s baby, maybe a 70s baby, and definitely at least a 90s baby. You know what I'm saying? So you've gone through a bunch of different eras where you could identify with some of the shit that I'm talking about. Now, the reason why that's relevant to this topic and to your post here, Cards, once again, shout out to you. Kai is of the youngest, but one thing that we older heads, we OGs need to continue to do is adopt with the times. Like, I don't want to be, that guy that was like my parents. Like my parents hated hip hop. Like you listen, what is that shit? That's all recreating all that shit. You sampled this, y'all niggas music suck. I don't ever want to be that person. I want to be able to tell you what Travis Scott got going on. And the thing about streaming, like we're streaming live right now. Kai Sanat is one of the biggest influencers in the world today. The Kai Sanats of the world are the people that are getting invited to the White House. They're even impacting politics. If Kai Sanat gets on his stream right now and says, I don't fuck with Donald Trump, that's millions and millions of people that can be swayed by him. All right. The Kai Sanats of the world are popping up at the Emmys and the Oscars and the Grammys. They have all this exclusive access. We saw the joint with Speed the other day, him sitting down with Giannis, and Giannis putting a call to say, I want to bring Speed with me to meet Michael Jordan tomorrow. Like, these are the influences of the world. I think we're so used to the influences of the world being 30s and 40s and 50s and being old looking government people or whatever. No. In today's world, these are the people that can have your child walk outside and walk right into racism because of streams like this. This is why this type of stuff still crosses my table and still has interest to me, because I'm watching Aiden Ross with his type of following and like, wait a minute, is your community, are your followers on some all black people eat watermelon and eat chicken type shit? And when I got Kai Sanat saying, yo, your manager's on the phone with me at 4 a.m. in the morning talking some nigga shit. Oh, no. It tweaks my interest. Don't forget, people, it may not always be some of the stuff that registers directly with us, but a lot of people in the chat, y'all got kids walking outside. Y'all got kids, some on summer break right now, whatever, but y'all got kids going back and forth to school. And little Henry, his classmate, might be watching Aiden Ross and might be watching Kai Sanat, and they're learning from this shit. To the parents in the chat, how many of y'all got kids? All I want right now is and I'm not going at you, Cards. This was a great comment. It just opened up another discussion for me. So shout out to Cards. I love this comment. Chat, parents in the chat, or you don't even have to be a parent. You could be a parent. You could be a mother, a father. You could be a godfather, a godmother. You could be an older sister. You could be an older brother. You could be an aunt. You could be an uncle. How many people in the chat know for a fact you've seen a kid walk into the house with some shit that they didn't learn in the house? Whether it's a song, whether it's a dance, whether it's a slang word, whether it's and you're like, where you get that? Right? How many of y'all in the chat have seen that? These little pieces of fucking clay that's molding the current generation. BK Stun, our member, says that's a fact. Definitely. All the time. Teeth Shatter says all the time. Card says 100. Salute to you, homie. Once again, I appreciate that comment. It gave us a whole nother topic to discuss right now. Yup. Meat says, we're not going to be an influencer when you grow up. We doing careers over here. Oh, there you go. Dope. Even though, Mish, I will add, though, being a streamer is a big time career. I don't know. 10 years from now, they might be doing classes in college about how to be a streamer. They're doing them type of shits already, maybe, I think, right? But I see what you was on when you said that, Mish. Eric says, I've seen it, definitely. What's this one right here? Penn Griffey says, my daughter's only 3, so I ain't really caught it yet. Pay attention, because anything around them, these kids come out the womb, pieces of clay, and they just... Why do you think a kid that's not even 6 months old yet, that's not even a year old yet, they'll cry in certain hands because they've already identified who's my caretaker, who's the person that's feeding me, who's the person that's comforting me, who's the person that's soothing me when I start crying, right? Like, it'd be a little baby. Go ahead and pass him to your uncle for the first time. That baby might be start crying. Wait, where's mommy? Hell no. I don't know this nigga. Anyway, man, I'm glad we got these type of conversations because our demographic, once again, 25 through 55 is a majority of our people. But yeah, let's keep an eye on Aiden Ross. I guess that's a moral of the story there. I could drag that more, but I'll leave it alone. Yes, salute to you, Penn Griffey. There you go. All right. Let's move to where we at? We at 1:30. All right, we chilling on a Friday. It's all good. All right. This one right here. Shout out to my man and the homies over at the Danza Project. We gotta open up this whole is it snitching question again. Check this out, especially we spoke about Max B yesterday, right? All right, let's check this out.
I'm not worried about this shit, but I got a whole life to live, my nigga. I already gave back time on a 20, on a 75 ball, my nigga. I did a dub and came back and got my shit on PCR. Fuck, I'm supposed to not cop out? So you telling me, niggas, if niggas had a chance to come back right now and cop out, they wouldn't cop out? Come on, my nigga. Because, you know, when you cop out, they make you do a statement version that ain't facts or whatever. That's part of the plea deal. That's why it's called a plea deal, my nigga. But I had to do 20 years to do that. So keep that in mind. That ain't no shit. I was out in a year. I did that in a year. Nah, I had to let niggas go through their process. Niggas blew, went through the whole 3-4 denials. Niggas done up. I'm saying, then I found my shit and got relief. So if a nigga, some niggas want you to ride with them, you know, misery love company. Not on my watch. I got shit to do, my nigga. We ain't doing that.
Oh, so there's two things that stand out from that. The first one, he says, you know, plea deal, you know, they come to you, they make you make statements that ain't true. That's a statement that stands out. That's very questionable to say that you would allow yourself to sign off on statements that ain't true, especially if you have co-defendants. Max B has co-defendants. Okay. The second piece is what he says at the end. Like, you know, like, nah, I'm taking this. I got shit to do. I'm sorry. I mean, the mafia kind of set a lot of rules around this, and John Gotti. Gangsters, fast forward today's street niggas, y'all got to decide what the rule is. And it revolves around taking plea deals. So back to the John Gotti days, right? And you got things like the RICO. They created that shit for the mafia. When you're able to have the RICO there and say, I can convict you based on associations, right? And you know, you're the consigliere, and I want you for 20. You just the street dealer or whatever, and I got on the table for you 10, but we might could talk about 2 if you cop out and take this plea deal, cop out to guilt, right? And some of the gunning stuff is similar, but actually it's not all the way similar because some of these plea deals and the guilt that they are like people say all the time, like, oh, Young Thug found not that's not true. Young Thug was convicted. He took a plea deal of signing off on guilty to certain charges. Okay. He's not innocent. He's not an innocent man. On his record is guilty to those charges that he still worked it out, him and Brian Steele, to go walk outside, walk off the rest of his time. Okay. But he wasn't found innocent. Okay. Now, what Max B just said, if everybody goes at this case and says, there's never been a murder that involved me, I never was involved in setting this person up for this lick where somebody lost his life. If that's what people are fighting, and then let's say Max B fights like that as well, he gets hit with 75. Somewhere down the road, he comes back and he negotiates a plea deal to say, oh, no, I am guilty. I did do this. I did play a part in this. And then they reduce his 75 to 25. Okay. You're not the only person in prison that might be trying to renegotiate or go study at the law library and figure out how to reduce their shit or overturn their shit or appeal their shit. Everybody in prison does that. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. Many people leave prison sometimes becoming damn near like mini lawyers and shit. They hit that law library. They got a lot of, and they got legal teams for them still outside fighting for them. Max B has served like 16 years or whatever. His legal team is still fighting certain shit for him. Right? That's part of prison life. People continue to fight their convictions. So Max B was able to come back and get his shit reduced from 75 to 25 and take certain plea agreements, is what he's saying here. Do those plea agreements. He said, fuck that. I got shit to do. That is pretty much an omission to, I don't care about my co-defendants. You know, I already served 16. I got to get out. I got shit to do. So I'm going to go ahead and sign this and say that and plead guilty to this now, whether it affects him or not now. And that's where you street niggas need to decide. This is why John Gotti went to his family and said, my team, I see what the government is doing. I see what's going on with this RICO shit. I see how they getting people directly and indirectly. We are not allowed to take plea deals. We go in there. If we get jammed up, if we get pinched, and we fight, we say not guilty. And I ain't taking, if you come to me and say, listen, if you just say you didn't kill 10 people, Sammy, you only killed 2 people, but you did it under John Gotti's orders, instead of giving you life, I'm going to give you 5. John Gotti's like, no, we're not doing no plea deal. What the fuck? Right? So what he said right there, I don't know if he overstepped himself. Those 2 standout statements. And we know Whack 100 loves to reach all over the place and turn anybody into a snitch. And this is posted on the Whack 100 show Instagram. And the caption is, Max B admits on the Danza project to cooperating. At least he stood on it. But when we read the paperwork, we're wrong. That's what he said. He even said at the end, like, how do you use those words? Fuck that. I got shit to do. Here's the best outcome for everybody. Stay out of trouble. I pray that for me. I pray that for everybody that watches this stream. Just stay out of trouble, because we see sometimes the most sturdiest people. You just don't want to even be in the situation where you have that pressure on you. Somebody standing over you saying, we got you for 25. If you agree to this, if you say this, if you do this, if you sign this, you're out in 3. And you probably got your whole family telling you, and fuck them niggas, they was never good for you. And he was the one that set up the robbery in the first place, man. 25, I need you home with me. You better sign that 3. You don't ever want to be in that position. Damn. We were just defending Max yesterday. But this clip right here is it's grayish. All right. You see 50 Cent in the title. I'm sorry, in the thumbnail, right? Uh, the wars between him and his BM shall continue. What is this shit? 50 Cent to first baby mama, I own your life rights. Okay. 50 Cent's publishing company is suing his baby mama for telling stories about him online, claiming she signed over her life rights years ago. G-Unit Books is suing whatever her name is, Miss Tompkins, 50 Cent's ex, with whom she shares 28-year-old son, Mark. His son is almost 30 years old now. Wow. G-Unit claims that Shaniqua irrevocably and exclusively sold the rights of her life to the company, adding she agreed she would not publicly disclose, exploit, or otherwise commercialize any aspect of her life story or related rights way back in 2007. That's pretty much all I need to see. And I know there's a little trailer down here of like an interview that she did or something. And she's doing these publications maybe, or books or interviews or whatever. As petty as the 50 Cent and his baby mama situation has been, it seems to us from the outside looking in, and shit, sometimes way above petty levels, we heard about people's houses getting burned down, right? They have a very toxic and nasty relationship. It ruined the relationship between a father and his firstborn. Whatever these two parents got going on, however it started and however it got this bad, very unfortunate. But from a right and wrong standpoint, as far as agreements, right? We've seen something similar with 50 Cent and Bangum Smurf, right? To this day, I think Bangum Smurf might kick himself for that because he was fucked up. He was down. He said this out of his own mouth in interviews. He's fucked up. He's just a nigga in the hood. He was on tour with 50. He got into whatever he got into. 50 was getting a little bit more corporate. Like, yo, we can't be acting like we fresh off the corner anymore. We stand in front of millions of dollars at this point. Bangum Smurf was acting out. 50 Cent sent his ass home, sent him back home, broke to the hood, right? And then had a smart legal move because Bangum Smurf, the Bangum Smurfs of the world, the Tony Yayos of the world, the Lloyd Bankses of the world, these are people that have claims to starting G Unit, right? So now 50 is out there on tour with this diamond fucking album, Get Rich or Die Trying, making millions and millions of dollars. What happens if one day Bangum Smurf wakes up and says, man, he just kicked me off for something that I had parts in, right? So what 50 and his lawyer did, lawyer calls Bangum Smurf one day, says, stop by the office. We got a bag for you. I think it was anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, but sign this paper. He was signing over his rights or his ability to make these type of claims. And Bangum Smurf knows that. He knows, he said, I still a nigga in the hood with nothing. Like that 15, 20, at the time, I need it. He signed it. He took it. 50, 30 years later, 50 Cent goes on to make billions of dollars. Bangum Smurf is Bangum Smurf. Okay? It seems like once upon a time, 50 Cent had that with his own BM. Whether a check was cut or not, I have this intimate relationship with this person. This person might at some point have some type of claims towards me. I'm always going to continue to be 50 Cent and grow in all my endeavors. Hey, let's have this agreement. Life rights related back in 2007. And look how this can possibly even tie into the theme of how I started this stream. I'll say allegedly, for all due respect for the woman, but nobody knows what her financial situation is. This is like 30, 40. The kid is 28. This is 30 years later, right? We don't know if 50 has any obligations to her anymore with the 28-year-old. I assume no, right? Any obligations to him? I assume no, right? It's so toxic. I could see 50 wanting to see them hurt. He's already shown that over the years. Fuck Marquise and fuck her. My house is getting burned down, allegedly, and all this type of shit, right? So what if she's at a point in life, because she's got to be in her 50. 50 Cent just turned 50. She's probably 50 and 50 plus as well. What if that lifestyle that she used to have while 50 was supporting her is now evaporated and she never continued to establish her own income? That was something that 50 Cent said about her in the past too. She's not getting out there and working for herself. Sooner or later, if you don't grind, it's going to catch up with you. Aye Verb. Sooner or later, it's going to catch up with you. Might happen in your 30s, might happen in your 40s, but it will catch up to you. And then you start doing the books or the interviews or maybe it's not coincidence that we see her popping up, exposing 50 Cent all of a sudden. They always had a toxic relationship, but now she's doing it kind of like formally, where it seems like there's opportunity. Okay. And I'll still say allegedly, in all respect to the woman, this is just speculation from watching the timeline of it. But you might be behind the curveball of something that 50 Cent anticipated 20 years ago, the life rights of it. And now he gets to send his lawyers because you're out here doing something that you already received an alleged check for back in 2007. Just like Begum Smurf. I'm just saying. God bless whatever those two people got going on, though. All right. That's it, people. 7:45. Shout out to the whole chat. Shout out to everybody on this beautiful, productive, stay on your grind Friday, right? And I'm happy that I got through this stream being able to hit the topics the way I wanted to hit them, and even go through some of those life revelations that we kind of started the first 30% of the stream, 40% of the stream with, because this was really one of those mornings where I woke up late. I went to sleep late, way past my bedtime. Everybody knows I'm an early bird. I probably went to sleep like 10 p.m. last night, which is so not like me. You know what I'm saying? You probably see some of my Twitter activity at like 9 o'clock. So that's not me at all. So I was tired this morning. I didn't know all the directions that we were going to go into for some of the topics in front of us, but I think we got through, and I think we still was talking our shit. It's not easy to do this shit 7 days a week, but we are here, we are building, and thank you for the chat for being here, because we even get motivation and inspiration from some of y'all interaction. I'll take cards comment from earlier, for example, and we'll have an interesting dialect about it. So thank y'all here for riding 7 days a week. But I'm also glad that it's Friday, because it means that I don't need to be here tomorrow and Sunday at 6 a.m. But we will be here tomorrow morning, though. Just not at 6 a.m., okay? I'm definitely going to catch up on my fucking sleep. Be productive. Avoid the leeches. Avoid the haters. Avoid the liars. Keep grinding. Tomorrow isn't promised. We watched a lot of people that were good, a lot of people that were rich fall flat, lose it all overnight. So let's keep grinding, because you don't want to end up like them other people in the world that start looking around trying to figure out how they could be the next Tracy Morgan. And that's no disrespect to Tracy Morgan. That's just people looking at shit like that by their own tweets that we see and saying, damn, how can I fix my life? How can I get to that spot right there? Who can I sue? Who could I fuck over? Who can I play with? It's clear they exist. So let's do our best to avoid them on this Good Friday, y'all. See y'all in the morning.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.